Okay, I think we should be live by now. Just give us a few moments so that I can launch all of our streams. I just need another one to go live. Okay, just one moment. Thank you guys for your patience. Thank you for being with us. And I think we are good to go. Let us know if you can see us and hear us as always. Let us know if everything's okay on your side. You can let us know in the comments wherever you're watching us. Okay, I think we are live right now. Hi guys, as you have probably realized by now, we are switching to English for this one, and rightfully so, because as we've been informed, the international Salesforce community would love to see this presentation, and no wonder, because if you see the topic of this presentation, it's very much on point and very, right now, very, I think, important topic. Salesforce AI journey, everything from OpenAI to Einstein GPT and between. This is the presentation that will be hosted and was made by our next speaker, Wojciech Kowalczyk. Great to have you here with us. Thank you so much for joining this S-Force Summit. Hi, Wojciech. Just give me one moment so that I can present you properly. You could also read Wojciech's bio on our website. It's very interesting because what Wojciech decided to share with us is that he hates bad customer experience, as we all do probably. But for Wojciech, this hate for bad customer experience was actually the spark to get focused on Service Cloud. And currently, Wojciech is exploring capabilities of Einstein GPT and OpenAI on financial services project for one of Deloitte Digital's clients. Guys, if you would like to get to know some more after this presentation, be sure to leave your questions. As always, after this presentation, our speaker will be happy to answer your questions. You can leave them in comments wherever you guys are watching us. You can also send them to our mailbox, and I will be sure to get them all in one place and then present those questions to our speaker. Okay, I can see that Emil says it's okay. Mikołaj say it's on. Great. Kacper is also saying hello to Wojciech. Great to have you here, Wojciech, with us. Thank you so much for joining us. I'll be leaving you with our viewers right now, and I will join you for the Q&A session. See you soon.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction. Hi, so as it was said, I hate bad customer experience. I know that most people probably don't like bad customer experience. That is pretty obvious. But for me, it kind of led me to Salesforce, it led me to Service Cloud. And this is what would be the context of most things that we'll be discussing here. And what we will be discussing here, this is this is another thing that bothers me, that in Salesforce world, there are no reviews. I mean, you can find Trailhead, where you have information about how to use Salesforce products and how good they are. You have some press statements, which are, again, telling how amazing stuff Salesforce does. Or you have blogs and documentation, which tells you how to implement things. But there are no real reviews. And this is what I kind of want to do here for you, right? So to my fellow Salesforce professionals, to tell you about tools I've used during last year. We've tried, I think, almost everything, maybe even everything that there is for Service Cloud when it comes to AI, Einstein and Einstein GPT. We also try to do some custom to meet the gaps where nothing standard was offered yet. And yeah, I would love to take you through my journey. I would love to tell you about what I've done, how we've done it, and what are the interesting parts. So if you want to watch some reviews on electronics, you would be probably watching some Kuba Klawiter, for example, from Poland. If you are watching reviews on coffee equipment, then I guess you're familiar with this gentleman, who's James Hoffman. And if you want to learn a little bit about Salesforce and AI, then you are here watching this presentation during Salesforce Summit. So I will do my best to be your host and show you the variety of products that there are and give you some actual practical insights. Because again, as I said, it's not based on documentation. We've used these things. Some of them we dropped, some of them we are continuing to use. So everything we'll be talking about is backed by my experience. So to get this little bit more structured, first I will tell you about how this whole AI journey started. It started more or less in the same time period when OpenAI released ChatGPT and when all this buzz happened in the world. Then I will do some product reviews for you, right? We will talk about Einstein classification, about reply recommendations. So this is the old product, pre-Gen AI era. Also a little bit about Copilot, so the tool we've built, about service replies. So this is newer, better version of reply recommendations. And then about case wrap-up, also called work summaries. So this is what we will be discussing today. And first, I want to give you kind of a disclaimer. I've used all of these products because they are useful. Some of them are extremely useful. Some of them just useful. I might be complaining about a few things, but it doesn't mean that I don't recommend them or I don't like Einstein. I know that it's important to know, working with Salesforce, it's important to have this balance, right? Where we should go to custom, where we should go to something standard. What are the benefits? What is the effort required? And what you can find in documentation or some marketing articles. Yeah, it's not usually about the things that are not working. It's usually not about the edge cases where something is not suited for you. And we know the details sometimes can make that something that was supposed to be a good decision, the details can make this a bad decision actually when it comes to implementation details. So this is what I want to share with you. This is what I want to let you know, to pass my experience on to you. And what is amazing for me here as well is that if you still think that Salesforce is doing only 3 releases per year, then your information is outdated. With these AI features, we are getting something new each month. So it's amazing to me. It's amazing to see how quickly Salesforce moves with new products, enhancing these products. And I hope that Nina will tell you a little bit more about this, I think on Thursday. So make sure to join this presentation. And if you want to know how you can use AI and for you as a Salesforce professional, not for the customer, not in the implementation, but just for you, then make sure to join Paweł's presentation tomorrow at 4 p.m. about Salesforce AI-powered development. So now we are talking about what we can do for our clients, and Paweł is going to tell you what you can do for yourself as Salesforce professional to make your life easier. So as promised, let's go to the first topic. So some context, some background on how it started and what we will be discussing here. I will tell you about some assumptions that I'm making when discussing things in details. So again, Service Cloud, this is important here. We are focused on chats, right? We are focused on cases as well. This is what we had in our omni-channel solution. We also have chatbot here. So chats that were transferred to agents are complex. Okay, if chatbot couldn't solve something, it means that this is a complex issue, and there is probably a long history of conversation between chatbot and customer. So whenever agent picks up a new chat, they have some reading to do to realize what this is about. And last one, we are using live chat. So this is the old infrastructure for chats. We haven't moved to. I haven't tried AI-based features for messaging yet, because again, messaging has a lot of great new features for AI, but it lacks some basic stuff like styling, for example, right? So you cannot do all the styling and overwrite you cannot overwrite all the stylings like you could with live chat. It's more difficult, at least. So yeah, again, like it usually is with Salesforce, you're getting something, but you're losing something as well when moving to newer products. So then we know we are talking about Service Cloud. We know we are talking about customer service. And this customer that I've been working with, they're extremely innovative people. They're very tech savvy. They want to check all possible tools and use them to enhance life of agents to make the business work in a better way. So this is so together with this customer, we wanted to just kind of bring disruption and just show what are the new possibilities that we have using Gen AI. So we wanted to show these new possibilities to business to then be able to address some specific business needs, maybe. But first, it was just about this disruption, and we identified some actions that we could make easier. Right, but this was initiative from the technical team and not from the business itself. So we wanted to empower our agents with Gen AI. We wanted to have a tool similar to ChatGPT, but at the same time, we wanted to make it easy to use for people that are not that commonly using ChatGPT in daily basis, because it takes some time to learn how to prompt in a correct way to get results you need. So if someone is not that fluent using that, we wanted to make it easier for such people. And so we wanted to have utility tool, but we also wanted to skip some online tasks like classifying, translating, summarizing. We just tried to do everything like this automatically whenever we can, because this was just the easiest, and we wanted to show the capabilities of Gen AI. Yep, sorry. Break for a drink. And now I'm back. I can see some questions. Feel free to ask them. We'll go back to all of them at the end of the presentation. So whenever I'm saying something that you find interesting, maybe there will be such thing. I hope so. You can ask right away, and we'll go back to your questions later. If we won't have time during this presentation, I will reach out to you on LinkedIn if I will be able to find you, and I will answer your questions then there, or you can just ask me directly or on LinkedIn on anything about these topics and this presentation. Having that said, we can go to the actual most important thing. So we can go to product reviews and see what are some pros and cons for each of them. Again, I will be complaining about a few things, but each of them was helpful in some way. Some of them are outdated now, yes, but in their era, they were the best we had. So yeah, it's not that I don't like these features. It just I want to this is the important part, right? To know these little details that are changing everything. So I said that before. I don't want to repeat myself, and let's just jump into the product. So when we started back in February, this AI journey, we didn't have Einstein GPT yet. So we were in pre-Einstein GPT era, where we didn't have generative AI. We had some good Einstein in the bots, for example, right? Bots were based on the Einstein. I think that they're incredible. And we also had something called Einstein classification. This is not generative. I know. I wanted to focus more on Gen AI here. But I like this tool a lot. So I wanted to share with you. So what I told you before is that we wanted to have some utility tools for agents, yes, but we also wanted to automate everything we can. Because, okay, that's great that I can request to get something done, but ideally, I want this to happen without any action on my side, right? So this is great about Einstein classification, that based on description, classification can select the best matching category, type, or however your classification looks like. And if Einstein is confident enough, it can update cases automatically. So it's not only suggesting, it can actually edit case so that in your omnichannel, it would be transferred, it should be routed to the right agent right away. Accuracy is quite high from my experience. We had like, I think, over 50%. I'm speaking about email to case here. So it was something like about half. So it means that about half incoming emails are classified correctly. And Einstein is also giving you second variable here, second value, how many times one of 4 best choices was selected. So here it's much higher, but it's not updating case automatically if it can suggest only 4 best values. What is for me important is this single best value when it's saved, because this is what removes effort and unnecessary effort for agents. But this requires good quality of history data, right? So this one has pretty high entry barrier. You need to have a lot of cases. You need to have your classification done in a neat way in order to make it work properly. And one more thing is that here I will be a little bit technical. So in Einstein classification, you can define your training set. So which cases should be used for training, and for what kind of cases you want to apply this classification. Okay, so let's say that you have cases categorized as other. Of course, you don't want to train Einstein on cases categorized by other, because then everything would be classified as other. So you want to exclude these cases from training set, right? This is pretty clear. But then you want to apply classification to cases categorized by other. So you have one set of cases without other that you're using for training, and then you are saying that you want to apply this to cases with category other. And as it seems, these two sets, that they need to have common part in order to work. So it means that either you cannot reclassify these cases, or you need to train them based on bad ones, right? So again, if you have good quality of history data and you don't have any cases categorized by other in your history, because this is part of your process to, I don't know, if this type is coming from the portal where customer is choosing that, like in Salesforce help, right? When you're creating a case to Salesforce, you need to choose the category. So if you have cases coming directly from customers with type other, you need to reclassify that, or otherwise, it will lead to some issues. Does it disqualify this tool? Definitely not, right? But it's good to know about this when planning how to do things, because now data quality is more important than ever with AI being so popular everywhere, right? We need to feed our models with something. So if we are feeding them with some crappy data, then we are getting crappy results. This is pretty obvious. So this is really important. I would recommend you to add this in processes that you have in your Service Cloud implementation to be able to get to fully benefit from Einstein classification. I'm not gonna do demo on this one, and I'm not gonna do demo on reply recommendations either, but I will show you later the new things, so Einstein GPT, how it's working, because this is pretty cool, and this one not that interesting to show. Why? Because Einstein reply recommendation was, I would say, pre-generating. Based on his chat history, Einstein reply recommendation was giving you list of quick texts. So let's say you're getting 300 quick texts generated by reply recommendation. Then you are handling chats in many languages. So you have over 1,000 quick texts. and someone needs to validate them. Someone needs to change, approve, or decline this quick text. And yeah, then it is suggesting quick text based on the conversation context. So this is working pretty good. But effort for maintenance is extremely high. So this one, I would say, wasn't perfect product from Salesforce, but this is amazing example on how fast they're improving things, because now we have something called service replies, which works not only for chats but also on emails. It's fully generative. I will go to the details in a few minutes. But yeah, for me, this is a great example. I'm not sure if you can even still access this. At least in my setup, I don't see that anymore. I only see the new reply recommendation, the new service replies from Gen AI instead of this one. So yeah, good job Salesforce working on these improvements so far, so fast, because they're working pretty good. But I said at the beginning that we wanted to automate some things for agents. So yeah, we are automating classification. That's okay. But I said that we want to summarize and translate everything we can. Right. So this is the part where we had to use custom. We are still in February, March last year. So we created a tool called Copilot. And I know Microsoft has Copilot as well, but they created that they announced Copilot in February, I think, as well. I think it was something like 7-ish February. And this is the same time when we created our tool. So we didn't took the name from them. If anything, that they were copying us, okay? So our Copilot is this utility tool for agents that they could use to do anything they can, actually emails and translations mostly. And we also started summarizing things for them. I will show you that in a second. First, as it usually works with custom in Salesforce, it fits you perfectly, but it has much higher implementation effort. So in this context, this perfect fit means that you can summarize exactly what you need. If you have your conversation only in emails, that's cool. Then probably standard would be better for you. But if you have any, I don't know, custom objects, if you want to summarize chats, emails at the same time with some internal comments and some calls, if you need to combine a lot of data to get proper summary, then a standard feature that is coming from Salesforce soon, so I will mention that later as well, then the standard tool might fit you, but if you have complex situation, it won't work. Also, for now, if you want to decide what should be on demand, what should be automated, there are no answers from Salesforce on that. So this will be use case to do something custom. And what high effort means in our AI context. So usually people working with Salesforce, okay, maybe not usually, but machine learning knowledge and AI related knowledge is not a must in Salesforce world, right? So now this is change for all of us as well, that we need to work with something new. We need to expose ourselves to something we haven't tried before. So you need to find someone in your team who knows that already, or someone who wants to learn and who will do it quickly. But yeah, you need to find new skills to be able to do that. You need to have good quality data, and you need to, this applies to standard as well, right? But you need to understand what it even means to have good quality of data. So if you're training, so let's say that we want to do reply recommendations on our own. We wouldn't like to train the model based on all chats we had, because we might have some bad agents as well who are not giving good advices, who are not doing good customer service. So we want the model to train only from the very best people, right? How to identify them? What are we going to use for that? Like CSAT? Maybe. Maybe we have some junior, senior, regular agents. Yeah, maybe we have some leaders. There are many ways. There are many ways in deciding what we consider as a good quality data. And working with custom, we are used to working with Salesforce limitations, right? But now OpenAI, for example, if you decide on that, has its own. So if you want to summarize everything, you will most likely encounter the length limit for OpenAI requests. Because if you think about emails, each new email has a history of emails beneath, right? It's like in quote. So you cannot just take all the emails, because then you have just huge data redundancy. You're copying the same email multiple times because it's quoted in the content. So yeah, there are ways for that, definitely, but it takes a lot of thinking. And now this is a moment where I want to show you what we've actually done. But first, I need to take a sip. So give me a second. Okay, so this copilot thing, what it did for us is, here you can see sample case, right? On the left side, you can see the description. This is case coming from email, and it's in Polish. So I don't know Polish. I have no idea what it says, right? As an agent. And here we have translated description summary. So now looking at that, I can realize what it means. So this is one example of automation combining translation and summary that we've done for our agents. And now if I want to reply as an agent, I just need to reorganize my laptop a little bit. Sorry for that. So if I want to do something about this, I want to respond, right? So I can open this copilot tool that we have here. I can say write email. We have some guidance here as well. This is pretty, it says, hi, can you guys help me? I would like to meet your favorite systems. This is a pretty informal question. So I will choose in friendly and informal as a tone. So this is what I told you, that we wanted to have something friendly for not tech savvy people. We wanted to guide them a little bit. I can just paste my question here. I can just type it. And as you can see here, if I am advanced user of Einstein of GPT, I can put instructions directly in my prompt. So I'm getting a response now, right? I can copy that because I like it. I'm just gonna translate this from English back to Polish. Now we have this awkward silence while it's translating, and finally we have results. So I can copy that, I can take it and send as an email to a customer. So this way, we were able to provide, I think the most important thing for us was about translating. If you're working with global companies that are supporting customers in many languages, this is an issue. So this is what we wanted to try. We considered using different tools than OpenAI only, but eventually we decided that OpenAI models are doing good enough job. So we wasn't digging further for better translation services. And this is more or less, so when we introduced Copilot, when we started enhancing that, this is more or less where we entered the Einstein GPT era. So this was big. I remember that during there was this Trailblazer DX somewhere in spring, and they told that they're going to introduce Einstein GPT mid-year. So it's like mid-year meaning mid-year 2024, right? And no, because just 2 or 3 months later, Salesforce gave us a lot of new things that are so cool, including service replies. So this is enhanced version of this reply recommendation. So this works not only for chats but also for emails. That was recently launched, the email part. But for chats, we are using that already. And for me, this is amazing how gradual you can do with enhancing that tool, because it has it's entry-level tool. You don't need to have any data at all in Salesforce, and it will already work. No training is needed for that because it's just based on the context. So yeah, it might not be very accurate all of the time, but if you think about this in this way, so let's say that you have customer service for Salesforce, right? So there are a lot of articles on Salesforce website, and large language models, they kind of scanned the web, right? So we know what is there. We know what articles are in Salesforce. So if we are only based on context, but our model scanned the web, then after being asked about some Salesforce related stuff, it's giving pretty accurate answers, right? You can try asking ChatGPT about Salesforce. Sometimes it will help you finding something in setup, sometimes not, but it has some kind of knowledge. So entry barrier is so low, you can just start using that right away. But you can use articles, so knowledge. So if you have your knowledge in Salesforce, as I mentioned at the context slide, we do in this for this use case, we do have knowledge in Salesforce. So you can use it to ground answers in knowledge. So then you know that so we have this customer service implementation for Salesforce, right? So if this model is just plain regular model without any training, then sorry. So if you would ask this plain model on Einstein features, then probably it will be able to answer you what is Einstein in Salesforce, because it already has this article scan. But if you're going to ask about Einstein GPT, this model might not have so recent data. And this is where you can just create articles on whatever you do in your company, and these articles can be used as a source. They can be used as source for the reply recommendation, and then you can use cases as well to enrich that even more, and all of these suggestions would be more accurate. What is a downside here is that if you work with highly regulated industry, like I don't know, if you're working for a bank or an insurance company, something like that, you might have different regulations for US and Poland. And currently, this feature cannot filter the content. So if I would ask in the chat, hey, I am from US, how should I do this and that? Then maybe Einstein would be able to give suggestions based on the US, because I said it, but come on, no one is doing that, right? When I'm writing on chat, I assume that company knows everything about me. I just want to get my answers. So this is something that lacks for now. So it might be a little bit risky if you are working with in highly regulated industries. So watch, be careful about that, and stay tuned. I hope that Salesforce will introduce something here And this leads us again to this replies being not very accurate. And of course, I want to show you this live. So I want to show you Einstein GPT reply recommendations because I think they're so cool. So let me just start a new chat. I need to go online for that. Okay, I just need to restart my chat because I tried connecting before I went online. And now probably you don't hear this sound, but I can hear it already, and there is new chat coming. Yeah, so we have no questions from customer yet. Let me send first one. By the way, this is scary. I didn't know about this before I started working in Salesforce, and now I'm much more careful whenever I'm writing something on the chat. So it's not I'm thinking what I written before sitting send. I'm thinking what I'm about to write because I know that everyone is gonna see that. So this is pretty scary, but also useful for agents. So I'm gonna ask what is Salesforce, and now on the right side. So this is the thing. This is the Einstein recommendations that we have. So context means that this is based only on context of the conversation. So Salesforce has some good prompting underneath, right? Like, hey, ChatGPT, please suggest best replies to customer based on this conversation history. Something like this, I assume. So context is only based on that, and knowledge uses some information from articles as well. So I can decide to send this one knowledge related. Right, I can edit that as well if I want, but I can click post right away. Sure, as a customer, I'm intrigued to know more about Einstein GPT. So I'm just gonna ask what that is exactly. And now we have more examples, again containing both contextual and knowledge-based information. So I can click edit. Now it gets copied here. So yeah, maybe I just want to add exclamation mark because I want this to feel stronger. I'm sending. And now we are getting another question from Salesforce about whether whether Salesforce is or isn't using OpenAI underneath. So here, the knowledge question says that Einstein will integrate with OpenAI to provide Salesforce customers, blah, blah, blah. And this is taken from this article. Okay, I just copied that from some resources from Salesforce website. So this is the sentence taken exactly from this article. But what I'm intrigued is this one, because it's contextual. I know that the model itself, because I checked it before, model itself doesn't know anything about Einstein GPT. You can even see that here Einstein GPT is without space. This one is with space, as in article. And this one is without space as well, like, the name Einstein GPT. So it's just taken from the question. So I'm not sure. Is it Einstein hallucinating? Because it assumes that, yeah, everyone's using OpenAI, so I will say, yes, Einstein is using that as well. Or is it actually using some knowledge as well, combining that, but showing this as a context? I'm not sure about that. I don't know what it means. I hope that we will find out. Maybe Nina will tell us more about Salesforce roadmap. So maybe we will learn more about sorry. Maybe we will learn more about that. But for now, I can say that it's not helpful. And it says thanks. So this is my favorite part, because I honestly thought that if I'm gonna click not helpful, then I will receive another one instead. But now I can just click not helpful to all of them, and this reply recommendation is not doing anything. Yeah, so I mean, there will be scenarios where I need to draft my message from the beginning, from the scratch, but I think this would have been a great addition when it comes to user experience. We can undock this. So this is pretty cool. If I need to go to a case or go to some articles and search for answers manually, I can do that while having this open. Right, so I can check and okay, it's right. So I just click post and message was sent. So the usability is pretty nice with this feature, that you can undock this. But yeah, there are still some issues or questions there, definitely. So when it comes to Einstein service replies, as it's called, it's all I wanted to share about. Maybe the last remark from my side would be the lack of naming convention here, because in setup it's still as reply recommendation. Then in documentation it's referred to as service replies. But if you're looking at permission sets that you need to assign for this, it's again something different. So for some of the Einstein-based features, permission sets are called like EinsteinGPT case wrap-up, but for this it only says service replies. So I thought that everything would be under EinsteinGPT, but again, I'm just complaining because we are all working in Salesforce. We know that it is an amazing platform. It offers lots of different tools, but it can be annoying sometimes. So I know that you feel me, and you know this small things that can annoy a person. So this one is amazing, right? This service replies is so cool. And then another generative feature that we have is case wrap-up. It's also called work summaries. So again, it kind of lacks good naming convention. And this one provides issue, resolution, and overall summary for a chat or a case. And yeah, exactly. It requires case to work, and it's only on demand. So I will go back to our example and then show you that here. You can see this wrap-up component on the right side. I just need to connect any case. And now we will get the email Einstein recommendations. So if you're only doing case and service-related chats, then I guess it might be okay. But if you are doing some other chats as well, then you either cannot use this if you want to summarize a chat, or you need to create dummy cases only to have this capability. To be fair, I need to say that for messaging based chats, it works better, but I just feel that messaging lacks a few things to be fully operational. So I know that it's there, but I haven't used it yet. We haven't moved to this new infrastructure. So now to show you how this case wrap-up works, I'm just closing a chat from a customer side. Now it's thinking, and we have issue, resolution, and summary provided by Einstein. I need to save, I need to confirm this. So yeah, as an agent, I would review this, I would edit, click save, or whatever. But this is happening only on demand, right? So I can ask for a summary during the conversation. Yeah, it is possible, but I need to initiate that. So it's on demand, and I need to save that whenever I'm doing this. So it means that, yeah, we can have summary for cases, but back to what I said at the beginning, where it was. Back to what I said over there. All easy things are handled by chatbot. So we need a summary. So when chat arrives to agent, we already need to have the summary ready, because we don't want agent to waste time now on clicking this, requesting, reviewing. We just want to present the summary whenever agent is getting a chat. So if you want to store summaries for history purposes, yeah, I think it's okay. But if you want to provide support to agents in real time, you might want to try custom instead. If I'm right, the new summary for messaging session is not helping with that either. It can work without case, and you can just request summary anytime you want, but it's still on demand. On that, I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it can be automated, but I don't think so. At least if I've done my at least if I've done my research right. So I showed you a few custom things. I showed you a few standard things, pre and post GPT era, and you might be wondering, okay, so like how to combine all of this, what to use when, what to do with our lives in Salesforce. And here, maybe it won't be anything new, but I would apply the same rules as always with Salesforce, custom versus standard. So you need to use custom if, from my experience, you need to do something more, like for the summaries. If you have everything in emails, after each call, agent writes a summary of the call and everything is in emails, then there's no point fighting with OpenAI limits. Just wait for tool that Salesforce is going to bring us soon. If you're working with highly regulated industry and you don't like the fact that Salesforce just gets matching knowledge article without thinking if it's actually a good match, because it's different regulations, then yeah, you might want to use custom here, because I'm not sure when we will have something like this from Salesforce. If you are transferring your chats a lot between agents, between bots, and you need summary live, you need this in real time, then again, what we have currently is not going to help you. But if you have your whole communication in emails, if you work in not so regulated industry, you have your knowledge base, then these are good prerequisites to use Einstein GPT. So now you might be asking what I'm planning to do next with my client, how we want to tackle things. Do we want to enhance custom copilot? Are we going to train more models? Are we going to invest more in these custom solutions? Well, the answer is most likely not, because future gets much brighter with what Salesforce is giving us, like service replies for emails, which was just introduced like somewhere in November. The email history summary is going to be so amazing. We will have a summary of all emails and some specific emails as well, so we can choose. And also the most intriguing part will be Salesforce Copilot, which we don't know that much about yet. So yeah, it is important to know how to plan your roadmap. This is why we are having meetings with some senior director for Service Cloud product to shape our roadmap, in correct way, to mix the standard and custom features. And if you want to know more about Salesforce perspective, what they're bringing, then today is 21st, so this would be Friday. 11:30 as well. Join Nina and Alexander, to see Salesforce perspective and see what they're planning for us in the near future. So that's all from my side. Thank you a lot. Thank you, guys. So now we can move to some Q&A. Shoot me with anything that bothers you. Shoot me with anything you want to talk about. And yeah.
Okay, I'm joining you to read the questions. We have quite a few questions. Okay, so starting with the first one, I believe it's from YouTube. Yeah, we got it here. Okay, so the question is, what's your opinion on Einstein bots? How smart they really are? How smart we can make them with automations or code, etc., or Salesforce data records? What's your thoughts on that?
Okay, so I have a love-hate relationship with bots. I think that bots are great tool for customer, but it's terrible to work with them as a Salesforce professional. So all activities like deployments, translations, all these kind of things, this is just a nightmare. So I'm working mostly with bots actually, but I hate bots. At the same time, I think they offer amazing value. So you need to put some effort into training. You need to define your intents in a correct way. But yeah, if you're combining this with APIs, if you have a lot of like predefined business flows that your bot can operate, I think they can be extremely useful, and deflection of cases can be incredible. And even if you don't want to invest a lot in chatbot, it's still a great filter for ghost chats, because whenever you're on page, you're opening chat and then leaving. This is still taking agent capacity. Agent needs to wait until this will expire. So if you have a bot, even just for this purpose, it might save you some time for agents, I mean.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Alexander, for this question. The next one is from Facebook, and it's from Camila. She asks if Einstein AI is now standard with Service Cloud, or does it depend on the edition?
So this is licensed. You need to buy licenses for. I'm not sure if this is one license for whole Einstein GPT product family, but you need to buy licenses to get access.
Great. And another question comes from Damian. Can you tell me more about model you are using in Copilot tool? Is that predefined model or fully custom one?
We haven't trained it at all. It's predefined model. We are just using good prompting.
Great,
so
thank you.
This is something that in testing, we noticed that we are getting actually better results and slower effort to maintain.
Okay, the next one is anonymous, actually. What do you think about AI replacing devs? Okay, a more philosophical one, I would say.
Yeah, so I guess you all heard this joke that working in IT and implementations, we are safe because before AI can replace us, the clients, well, that they need to be able to form requirements in easy way, and they need to know what they want to do. Well, I mean, I know that this is a joke, but I think this is pretty accurate. It can help us a lot, and this is something that, again, Pavel will discuss at 4 p.m. on Thursday, how to make your life easier as a developer. I mean, I don't think that it's AI, but it's Salesforce approach in general that makes development skills like coding less relevant, because now you can do almost everything from flows. Like external callouts, you can do HTTP requests with any issues. You can add errors in triggers, in validations. So yeah, I agree that there's definitely a trend that you don't need to know how to code, and I guess AI would just add to this trend, but I don't think it will replace us. At least I hope so.
Okay, and I believe for now the last one is from. Oh no, we got another one. Okay, the next one is from Maciej. He asks, "What are the most common blockers from business perspective when implementing Einstein GPT with Service Cloud?"
So compliance. This is one thing. I'm not saying that I'm worried that Salesforce is leaking this data anywhere. No. I mean, they have this trust layer. It's okay. But if you have something to do with money, like banks, financial services, whatever, then you need to be very careful with what you are saying. So always with GPT tools, we are saying, hey, agent, don't be stupid, review this, make sure that this makes sense, make sure that you're not harming the company. But at the same time, if you are giving them suggestions and telling them you need to review this, they're wasting more time. So I know that we kind of require agents to validate, but at the same time, we are doing this AI for them not to do everything manually. So yeah, I think the blocker would be compliance in terms of different regulations for different customers that you're operating, and poor data quality. So I don't think it's a blocker because you can still have some. I mean, you can start with Einstein GPT based on context only. So it's not the blocker that you don't have good cases or you don't have good knowledge, but it definitely helps. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you so much. And I believe we have time for one more question. So I'll show you the one from YouTube. It's the last one on the list right now. Stefan asks, what do you think about mixing LLM models inside the copilot? I'm not sure if it has this feature, but sometimes mixing LLMs for different data tires might be helpful. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is exactly why we had this actions predefined. I was switching from write email to translation because this way we can use different models. So this is what we did. What we did there, that we can use different promptings with the same models, but for some actions we are using entirely different backend. So yeah, we were switching a little bit, combining this with other tools from Azure services as well. So yeah, we tried it a little bit, but this again requires what I mentioned before, that you need entirely new skill set to do things like that in Salesforce, right? So you either need to work with different departments or you need to find this knowledge within your team.
Great. Thank you so much. I believe this is the last question, and this is also all the time that we got for this presentation. So once again, Wojciech, thank you so much for joining us during S4 Summit 2023 Winter Edition, and we hope we will meet again during the next one.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Have a good day.
Thank you.